Welcome everyone to the Circle of Resilience. And today I'm talking to the beautiful Ulrica. And before I will introduce her, as always, we will start by grounding in. And today I want to do that a little bit differently than we usually do. So if you feel like it, of course, you can still rub your hands, place them on your body where they feel needed. But I want to read you a poem today to ground in. And I have a book from Daniel Dobie, one of my favorite poets. And it's called I Am Her Tribe. It's all white, so you can't see it, but I Am Her Tribe. And I will just read you a poem out of it. So settle into your seat. Find your own body in your own breath. And then just close your eyes and listen. We must trust that when people hurt us, we have served them and their growth somehow. We are not in control of what lessons others are here to learn. Their journey wasn't ever ours to take. It isn't ours to carry the weight of. And I will read it again to you. We must trust that when people hurt us, we have served them and their growth somehow. We are not in control of what lessons others are here to learn. Their journey wasn't ever ours to take. It isn't ours to carry the weight of. And then I will read just another one because it's nice. A certain freedom is awakened when we choose to meet our fear with compassion and worthiness. I will read that one again too. A certain freedom is awakened when we choose to meet our fear with compassion and worthiness. Then you can slowly come back to the here and now. Maybe move your body a little bit, slowly opening your eyes. And I already lit the candle, but I want to repeat the intention of it, which is that I lit it for Ulrica and me for our conversation. I also lit it for her child, Ayla. And I've made a light for everyone around the world who is, in one way or another, trying to find our own light and how we are all walking each other home. And I said, I think this includes everyone in the world, and maybe for everyone it looks a little bit different, but I do believe that we are all here for a reason, and we are all doing our best. So I've lit it for everyone who's doing their best, trying to step onto the path of being open-hearted, being courageous and authentic, being conscious, and who is trying to get there. So I will put that back, and we'll take that with us on this conversation. And then I would like to introduce the beautiful Ulrica. So you can already see her sitting in the beautiful Sweden. And we know each other from a women's circle, an international one. And every time I think of Ulrica, I think of all of me is welcome here. Even my coughs. Yeah, all of me is welcome here. So I think you've mirrored me in that lesson. You've shown me that no matter what life looks like, no matter how we also sometimes struggle with it, we are still trying to embrace every part of our being, and that all of us, all parts of us are welcome. So yeah, that's a beautiful reminder. And just before we started our talk, we talked a little bit of how it always comes back to self-love and self-care. So yeah, welcome, Ulrica. I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you. And I'm so happy that you are doing this for all of the women that will enjoy each other's words, wisdom, life, getting inspired of each other.
Yeah, that's the goal. Or the goal, yeah, that's what we go for.
Yeah, so thank you for that.
Yeah, so resilience, I know this is it's a big word, it's a big topic, it links to so many parts of our lives. And yeah, that's why Marika and I thought of the 9 ways to well-being. So all these different layers of resilience and pathways to come back to it. But I'm also really curious about your story, because I know you've traveled the world to come find yourself. You have created a beautiful family, but there's so much more about you and about how you are moving through this life and trying to, well, as I said, welcome every part of you. So for everyone who doesn't know you the way I do, can you tell us a little bit more about that journey of how you started to come back to yourself again and again and again and again and again?
Wow.
I always like the big questions.
That was not just big, it was a huge question. Wow. I would just go with the flow and whatever pops in my mind, because everything is just, I mean, I believe that we live many lives, and that mine has been starting, or my spirit has already been walking many lives before this. And so the question is very huge. It has already been starting for a long time ago, and but in this life, when I became more aware and awake that parts of me can maybe be welcome here, and how it began to open up more and more, understanding that more of me is welcome, and until I understand like all of me is actually is welcome here, and working with embody it, it just pops up sweat lodge, but I mean, that was just one part of it. I think I've been attracting people in my life. There has been a very profound and wise women, friends that has been showing me my path to come where I'm at, and situation. And but the thing is, it's already there, you know. Like I said, the spirit has already been walking this path, so it knows what to attract. So the spiritual path is started before this life, and but it took me a little bit while to wake up in this life. um, yeah, it's a very huge question. That is the thing that pops up in my mind, of course, and everything is just it it comes to you, yeah. People, situation, like practices, but it all leads to the same place or the same goal, and it is acceptance, love. What is love? And how do we embody acceptance? Um, and how do we, yeah, how do we accept that we come back and back? Or like I said, we will never go back because we're always transforming. So, like, but how to accept that we are always in this circle of trying to give ourselves the worthiness, the self-love, that we are allowed to be here with all of you, with all of me, in the light, in the darkness, in all the colors. How can I accept when moments comes and I tell myself differently, um, and I'm like, what happened? Why am I here again? With this trust of worthiness. I feel like I'm on the right road. Like I say, people, the teachers around me is helping me all the time on the way to some kind of peace in my mind, in my body. I have no clue if I even answered your question, because I'm just flowing now.
I think that's exactly why I love to ask big questions, because it kind of you have to answer it from the flow that comes up. You cannot think of a right answer. You can only allow it to come. And I think that I'm just thinking now that that's why I love to ask these big questions, because it kind of, yeah, helps you to just let it come out. And I loved what you said about yeah, attracting and having the people around you that yeah, that are walking with you. And I feel that too. I think you're one of those women who, even though we don't see each other that much right now, who I always feel are walking the same path and therefore supporting me, and I can always come to you to, yeah, even in my mind I can come to you and be inspired by you. So then another question that popped up that's a little less big is you talked about that you're trying to embody that, you're trying to make that, yeah, into your body.
Mm.
um, so what are ways for you, what ways help you to yeah, embody that all of you is welcome here? How do you do that?
I will say, actually, like, really come back to your body. That's the only thing that really helps for me. And there can be different ways. But to be in the present now, it's very cliche, but but I mean, I can ask myself if I feel fear or worried. Then I can ask myself the question, what is the worst thing that can happen right now? Right now, in the present moment? Nothing much. Maybe I get a little bit burned in my neck here, but I mean, not so much. And but most of the time I breathe. Um, and the breath, I think it was like last summer, I really actually understood when people say breathe, breathe in life, breathe in prana. Like, then I understood, because I had this not anxiety attack, but I had a very, very worried feeling inside of me. And I kept up breathing. I just let the breath guide me through the whole everything. And it was such a journey for me to go to go from this very uncomfortable word feeling to tears, to scream, to laugh, a lot of laughter, like, to very calm. And that is all of me. All of me was already there, but the word feeling was in here, stuck, looping. So as long as I come back to my body, let go of the mind that is looping, that is thinking about the future or the past, then I find my life force. I find that all of me is welcome here.
Mm.
It's a tickling, like it's tickle you in here. As soon as you say that, also, I can tell myself in the present moment when I feel worried or doubt myself, my worthiness, that I can just tell myself, all of you is welcome here. All of me is welcome here. And try to really feel the words in my body. Sometimes it helps, sometimes not. Sometimes breath is helping. But I can also, this is also something I felt has been really important acknowledgement. That is, I don't want to get rid of the feeling. I don't want to get to push me or my feelings away or my thoughts away. I just want to transform them in the natural way that it should be, or that it would be in my body. It's always changing in your body. The body is already maybe has transformed from 1 second ago until now. So if if I'm just in my body, I can feel how it's always transforming. So just watch a child, and that child will teach you or remind you how your emotion can change. Is always changing, is always transforming. as long as you can let go of the mind and the thoughts. But there's very good and very important acknowledgement for me the last these last months, that I don't want to push myself away with like, oh, if I do yoga, it will go away, this uncomfortable feeling. Or if I sit down and meditate, it will go away or transform. No, the only thing you can say is just like, let your heart become like a soft cotton, with telling yourself that all of me is welcome here. I'm allowed to feel this, but I don't need to get stuck in it. I don't need to loop this. So go back to your body, let it feel what you feel, and then let transformation become. Yeah, because as long as you're trying to get rid of the feeling, or you're telling yourself that you're not allowed to be who you are in that present moment, or you are not allowed to be all of you is welcome here. And that creates more drama and creates more roller coaster inside of me.
Yeah.
So I can do these practices like breath, yoga, meditation, just be like, take a bath, or observe what's in my surrounding in the present moment. But the important thing is my intention when I'm doing it. It's my intention just to come back to my body because I just want to welcome all of me, or is my intention to get rid of the feeling? Yeah, so that's what I've been through.
I love that. It's that subtle difference between, am I taking care of myself to get rid of whatever I don't want to feel, or whatever's bothering me in my emotions or in my thoughts or in my surroundings, maybe even? Am I doing it because I want to get rid of that, or am I doing this to invite it all in, to let it all flow? Because I love what you said about the you yourself, or the emotion or the thought getting stuck because of that, instead of when you allow it to be there, it can kind of wiggle itself open, or whatever you want to call that, and then it allows you to move, or the emotion to move. And another thought that always helps me with this is that my body was built to go through these emotions. My body is fully equipped to hold tears, to hold, or, and I don't mean hold them in, but I mean hold myself in my sadness, or hold myself in my grief even, or in anxiety, or even a little frustration. It can range from tiny emotion to a overwhelming one. But I know that my body is fully prepared for that, and it doesn't mean that it feels nice. It doesn't mean that it isn't overwhelming sometimes, but when I allow it to be there, and allow all parts of me to go through that, then it opens up. I totally recognize what you said about finding your peace or love, or you can use all kinds of words, but you go through this roller coaster and then come back to the calmness or happiness or giggliness or joy, or you can always use all the words in the world. Yeah.
And then it's been a journey when it comes to trust. To trust that the universe is always for you and not against you, and that everything, when it comes to situation that is very hard times, to know that it is here for a reason. It's here for helping me to understand and then become curious instead of feeling like a victim in your own life, to become the captain of your life. That is also one part of like the self-love journey, like to really, all of me is welcome here, to trust and to become curious. Is also something that's with me. You know, when we did this exercise, we did a collage with our intention for our circle or our journey in, when we were circling together, the women's circle. I have it still on my bathroom door, and it's the same thing that's coming up over and over again, and it's meet life with love and not with fear. Like go through, yeah, and this trust, and trust for yourself, trust for everything that's coming in your way, trust the universe, trust that the power you have to manifest what you want, where the focus is, the energy will flow, that everyone is your teachers, to come back in your body in different practices, to hold your energy. Like that is the huge, like it's so tricky. If you are a very high sensitive person, your tentacles is also like always like feeling people, and that's your power. But it also can be your weakness if you are not, if you haven't found the way to know when you can pull in the tentacles and to feel like, okay, I don't need, like the poem, that I don't need to go into someone else's energy, and that is also something that's with me all the time, how to be my own energy, how to stand in my power. Yeah, and I have no clue yet where, like how I, or maybe I have the clue, but I maybe don't have the answer for myself, like in words, or to how to really come into my own energy and my own power. um the only thing that comes up in me is to take care of myself, to focus on myself, in rather than focus on other people, like how are they, or how is he feeling, can I do something for him, how should I love him the way he wants to be loved. So I get really a little bit lost in the intimate romantic relationship when it comes to that, because you are so close to each other, and the chords, you create a lot of chords between you, uh, and I've heard the expression of cut the cord, and I've been experienced like the ceremony when you are doing that, I will cut the cord. But like in the daily life, how to do that for real? Yeah, I can do that like in the present moment in that ceremony, but then then what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so that's where I'm at, and I think where I'm sharing, I think many people is going through this kind of life lessons and roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we don't always know.
Yeah,
And maybe we don't have to always know. I love this. I don't know how to put that. Yeah, the not knowing this.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, there's even no great words for it to describe it, but um, I love how you put out there that sometimes there are situations where, of course, we can do ritual, and I do believe that, you know, we did this ceremony with the red thread of cutting the cord and taking responsibility only for your part. Um, so that's the intention that you put out there. But in real life, you still have to keep showing up for yourself and trying to come back to only your part and not picking the other part of uh, the whole ball of wool or whatever your cord was from. And that can be, yeah, a journey of finding out how you do that, and yeah, trying to take care of yourself and remembering, oh yeah, I was only taking care of myself right now. I was only taking responsibility for this part. Um, but yeah, I totally um, feel what you're saying, that sometimes we're kind of, what, I don't know. And then it's nice to come back to the people around you who can, um, yeah, are on your journey together with you, or this circle who is trying to remind you of your own light and to remember you of that all of you is welcome here. Yeah. Oh, I think we can talk for hours about this. But maybe it's time to move into the little exercise that you thought of.
Yeah. So like I told you, I really didn't have something to prepare, but when you asked me for it, and because I just told myself I just gonna show up and everything will unfold with that. Um, what came to me when you asked me, it was when animal become victims, like a lion take antelope, and it shut down. The whole system shut down because it get panicked, so it shut down. So it's just lying there in the lion's mouth, and maybe this water hole comes, and the lion will put down the antelope and go down to the water hole and drink, and then the antelope will see its way to escape. What it does is to stand up and shake. It shakes off all the fear, all the worriedness, all this adrenaline, um, and then it runs. So we have storage. We store a lot of things, traumas in our body. And I have started to do this kind of thing. And whenever I feel some kind of worriedness or something that I know is not really there for me, it's a wound that I'm carrying, and it's not serving me for my higher good. So I do this shake. I just shake off, But I'm thinking we can do this shake. So I invite you to, if you can stand up. If you're not, if it's not working, you can just sit down also, and yeah, try it out with the shaking. I don't know if you hear me good. There we stand it, and
Perfect.
and then just take a deep breath and exhale. And then you start to shake whatever you feel it is. Yeah, the body, you will do their own thing. So you shake your legs, you shake your arms, And maybe you will invite some sound in your exhale. Let the voice become your conditioner in your body. Maybe you let go of your upper body and let it just hang. Let your neck and head hang and just shake it off. Deep breath. Inhale with your belly. Open up the chest. And you can do this for as long as you need and want. But we're just gonna do this for a little bit shorter time this time. And then become silent and calm and still. Just observe what's happening in your body. Stillness. And at the same time, so much process inside. If the mind will wander, observe, and then come back. Bring the mind back to your body. And of course, here you can be as long as you also need one. And then now take a deep breath. Fill up your life force in yourself. I want you to really fill in all the inhale. And then when you think you have taken as much as you can in your inhale, take a little bit more. Hold it. And then exhale. And then hold yourself with one hand at your chest and one hand on your belly. And thank yourself for taking this time to reset yourself, to shake off, transform, and feel your body before your mind. Being in the present moment where all of you is welcome here.
I always feel energized just by moving every part of my every part of my body. Yeah. I can feel after when I'm standing still, I can feel the tingling of the blood and the everything that's moving inside of my body. Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you so much for letting me share and to hear your wisdom as well, as usual.
Thank you. Yeah. So for everyone who is curious about Ulrica, um, you can find everything here on her page. And yeah, for now, thank you.